Nivedita Joshi is here by taking a new video on Mendelian disorder part 3. See, already in previous two videos I tried to cover the disorders, Mendelian disorders. Okay, Mendelian disorders, again I'm telling you, it is because of the mutation in one gene only. So more we will study in this, and in this video you will go through two disorders. Okay, the first of them is thalassemia. May you have heard of it. Okay, thalassemia. So thalassemia is also a genetic disease or genetic disorder, and it is inherited as autosomal. It is autosomal. Okay, autosomal recessive. And as it is autosomal, so equally it will be seen in males and females both. And the defective allele for the thalassemia expresses itself only in homozygous condition. This is very important to keep in mind that this will be expressed when it will be in homozygous condition only. Why? There is a reason. Because the cause for the same is recessive allele. So you know very well, recessive can express itself when it is in pair. Okay, means if the person is heterozygous for the recessive trait, then the thalassemia in the person will be totally unnoticed, but the person will be acting as a carrier for the thalassemia. Okay, person himself will not suffer but will be a carrier. And means it will show the autosomal recessive pattern of inheritance, and the disorder is controlled by a pair of alleles HBA1 and HBA2. These are the alleles which controls this disorder. And as I told you, the defective gene will be expressed in the homozygous state only, and that is called as the thalassemia major. And the person is, if the person is having only single recessive trait, means it is heterozygous condition, then that will be thalassemia minor. Okay, and in case of thalassemia it results in the anemia, because what happens, you know very well, hemoglobin is a kind of protein and made up of uh, polypeptide chains. So what happens, the globin is a protein, so there is a defect in the synthesis of globin protein, and as a result what happens, when defective type of globin is formed, so this leads to abnormal type of hemoglobin, and that's why the person becomes anemic. Now another disorder, genetic disorder, is cystic fibrosis. So in this cystic fibrosis, this is life-threatening disorder. Why? Because this damages the lungs as well as digestive system. Because cystic fibrosis affects the cells that produces mucus, sweat and digestive juices. Okay, means what type of juices or sweat or mucus, especially mucus, these fluids become so thick and sticky in such a disorder. So this abnormal mucus, which is thick and sticky, it leads to the blockage within the lungs, and that's why this is a threatening disorder. And this disease occurred due to the mutation defect in the CF, cystic fibrosis gene, which is present on the chromosome number 7. And this gene is responsible for making a type of protein, and that protein controls the movement of water and salts in and out of the body cells. Okay, understand? The gene is responsible for making a protein that controls the in and out of movement, that is amount of water and salt in the body cells. Okay, so the people who have the cystic fibrosis, that protein does not work well, and as a result what happens, this causes thick sticky mucus and very salty sweat. Okay, so this occurs in the cystic fibrosis. So these were the two disorders